Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel, Roseology. Now, first, let me start off by saying a huge thank you to the patrons that signed up this past weekend on my new Patreon account. I spent all day Saturday being completely floored by how many of you guys signed up, and it was like such an emotional day for me. But I am so grateful to all of you for starting this new journey with me, and I just love you guys so much for supporting me and encouraging me and getting me to this point. Because I probably wouldn't have gotten here by myself, if I'm being completely honest. but I'm just so appreciative, and I can't wait to start uploading new episodes, which I'll start rolling out after May 1st. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing what is happening over there on Patreon, the more intimate community that we're building over there on that side, then the link is down below in the description. Now, today's video is all about one of the oldest presences in ancient Kemet, otherwise known as ancient Egypt, and we are downloading messages, we're receiving messages and guidance from the netter called Hathor, but you may know her by her Greek name as the Lady Hathor. Because it is Taurus season, the season of the bull, Hathor, like many goddesses, is associated with Taurus because of that Venus influence, but as well as too, Hathor is known as the cow goddess. Now, if you're ready to just get straight down to your reading, then head down to the description section for the timestamps, because I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about exactly who Hathor is, and I think this is very necessary when it comes to connecting to these general readings here, because it helps to know the energy that you're receiving guidance from and connecting to. Hathor, whose Kemetic name was Hathor, is known as a Neter, or a goddess of very many things. Her identity and role evolved over the millennia, but she is widely known as the cow goddess, depicted with cow horns and a sun disk. Generally, she is known for being the maternal goddess of love, fertility, joy, beauty, dance, music, art, sex, and drunkenness, of all things, and was closely linked to the king of the gods, Ra, as either his daughter, wife, mother, or a combination of the three. Now, in Kemetic tradition, the feminine means endless. It means infinite, eternal, and Hathor was sometimes referred to as the eye of Ra, a feminine personification of the disk of the sun and an extension of Ra's own power, meaning Hathor may have provided Ra with his endless powers. That's how I've always personally translated their connection and relationship anyways. Now, when Ra is portrayed as inside the disk, this can be seen as Hathor as the womb in which the sun god was created. Her being the celestial mother, she was a fierce protector of her children. And when Hathor was worshipped as a sky deity, her practitioners would see it as though at sunset that the sun god Ra would enter the body of Hathor, and she would later give birth to him, and through giving birth to the sun god, their energies would merge, and she would end up creating the eye goddess, which she was later associated with, the eye of Ra. So in essence, Ra would give her life, she would birth him, and then the process would infinitely continue as a show of eternal regeneration. So Hathor became known as an intricate part of reproduction and life itself. Now, that's the pleasant side of Hathor, but we have to talk about Hathor's other side, which is devastating and terrifying. In one story, for instance, Ra sends Hathor as the eye of Ra to punish mankind for rebelling against him, and she transformed into the lion goddess Sekhmet to carry out his vengeance. And in this form, she massacres nearly all of mankind in a bid to restore earthly order. Now, when Ra saw her devastation and mercilessness, he felt sympathy for humanity, but he could not stop her. He couldn't control her. She could not stop or control herself in this form. So he had to come up with this elaborate idea of making red-stained beer that appeared to be blood, and he poured it across the earth. And when she went to drink what she thought was blood, but was actually beer, she became wildly drunk and transformed back into the fun-loving, beautiful, and benevolent Hathor. Now, Hathor's uncontrolled bloodlust seems to be a reminder that when Ra, the sun god, wants or needs to assume his full power, by the loss of control, he leans on his feminine counterpart or aspect, which is Hathor, and through her, he can transform into anything, which which is a trait of divine feminine energy, something that the divine masculine is unable to do because of the masculine's limitations. The two aspects of the eye goddess were either violent, deadly, and vengeful, or beautiful, gentle, and joyful. This was also a reflection of the ancient Cometians' belief that women possessed extreme ends of the spectrum, extreme dualities that would range from beauty to fury. The thing I love about Hathor is how fluid she is in presence. She can assume any one mood on the spectrum, from flirty, enticing, nurturing, joyful, and celebratory, to merciless, ruthless, violent, unforgiving, and almost extreme. Just like Taurus energy, how the bull can go from resting and relaxed to ferocious, bloodthirsty, vicious, and savage. That is just simply Hathor energy. She is the essence of control or lack thereof, how we maintain the state that we're in. For Hathor, she knows when and how to completely lose control. And this is how she became known as the goddess or lady of drunkenness, unending drunkenness. When Ra needed protection from his enemies, he would call on Hathor and her ability to transform into the Eye of Ra. When he needed to exercise his power to an extreme extent, he would call on Hathor. But the sun god didn't like losing control because there's no certainty he would be able to reclaim it. Hathor can represent extremes to a certain degree, and the lack of control, losing oneself to emotion, to our actions, or to recklessness. And it's interesting that Hathor is known as the deity or goddess or governess of all these different substances, all these different mediums like drinking, alcohol, music, dance, laughter, sex, all these different sort of mediums that put us in a completely different state, or a different mental state, a different emotional state, a different physical state. And so she sort of rules how fluid our states can be, how we can move from one end of the spectrum to the next. And that is the essence of Hathor, essentially. And so I just wanted to explain her energy again, like I said. That way you guys can really connect to her on a personal level and receive these general messages in a more personal, intimate manner. And today we're going to be looking into the many-faced goddess and the advice that she has for you and for whatever you may be going through right now. And I will say her energy is very blunt, straightforward, and to the point. No matter what face she assumes, she never, ever plays coy. And so the messages may reflect that. Now, I do want to say I have already filmed the piles for today for this reading. Normally, I always film the intro last. And so I already know what the messages are in the piles. And I just want to sort of put that disclaimer out there, that little bit of a heads up. If you are not interested in hearing anything about your love life, love seemed to be a theme that she was revolving around throughout each pile here in this reading. I was a little confused about that at first before I remembered, like, oh yeah, that's right. She's the goddess of love, relationships, romance. So it makes a lot of sense as to why that was a recurring theme. But as well as too, her messages in a few of these piles took a left turn, a real sharp left turn, and they got very serious. I just wanted to put that out there just in case you guys were like, oh, is this going to be a lighthearted reading? It wasn't as lighthearted as I assumed that it would have been. So like I said, just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Now let's just get to the disclaimers. I'm not taking personal readings at this time, and I have not in over 2 years. So please do not get scammed by people posing as readers in the comment section, because it is definitely not me. Let me also say as well that obviously this is a general reading, meaning that it will resonate with who it is meant to resonate with. Tarot does not dictate or control your life. If you hear something that you do not like and think that you're just doomed to that reality, you are not using my readings correctly. My readings are for confirmation, not answers. So you should not be hearing anything in this reading or in any of my readings for the first time if you are using them as they are intended. This is why I say you guys' intuition needs to be involved when it comes to my readings here on my channel, because I am pulling from your energy, and it's really important for you to be able to intuitively already have an idea of these messages and the information in here. So you should not be hearing this information for the first time. If anything, this information should serve as a confirmation of things that you already knew. That is how you use my readings properly, okay? Realize at the end of the day, your free will and what you do with it determines your outcomes, not a pick a card reading on YouTube. Please be responsible, be accountable, and use this as a guide to help decipher the messages that your spiritual team has been trying to send you all along. Now let's get to the meditation. So for those of you that want to participate in this meditation, let me just say, like I always do, that this is a general reading for the collective. So in order for this reading to resonate with you, you need to be synced into the energy of this reading. To help you do that and to help you select a pile with your third eye and not your physical ones, I'll be offering a 60-second meditation. Halfway through that meditation, I will be placing crystals for my clairvoyants that like to pick piles with objects. And after that clairvoyant pile section, there will be a clairaudient section where I play a different tone for each pile, and you can select a pile based off of which tone resonates with you the most. If you are drawn to another pile, that's because there's another message for you in that pile. So if you are ready, get into a relaxed position. Become aware of your entire body, starting with your feet. Work that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds and then exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, ancestors, the universe, or all of them to connect you to your higher self so you can commune with the great woman, the Netter, Hathor. And this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. And we will start that meditation right now. On pile 1, we have Azurite and Malachite. On pile 2, we have Celestite. On pile 3, we have Heart-Shaped Moonstone. And on pile 4, we have Labradorite. Hopefully that meditation was enough time for you to pick a pile and tap into your own psychic awareness. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, beautiful spirit, and the amazing Hathor for these messages today. Now let's see what messages Hathor has for you, and I will meet you over at your pile. Hello, pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. So we're starting with your tarot cards. Actually, before I even start with your tarot cards, I'm actually going to start with pulling just one oracle card just to kind of get the energy of what Hathor may be wanting to say to you or trying to say to you. Any sort of advice that she wants to give you before we even look into your tarot cards. So yeah, let me switch that up. We're going to be starting with some trusty old oracle cards first, and then we're going to be looking into your tarot cards to see what the Mother Hathor has to say, as well as I will be pulling additional oracle cards on camera and maybe even a few tarot cards for some clarifiers. So yeah, let's get started, pile 1. So let's see. Actually, if you're wearing headphones, please excuse me. I just need to clear the space a bit. All right, pile 1. Let's start off with just an oracle card here to see what Hathor wants to highlight to you. First thing that she wants to make known to you. Okay, so we have here building blocks and soulmates that came out. And underneath the deck, we have imagine. So there's a couple of different things that she's highlighting here. Clearly, pile 1. She's definitely highlighting a relationship that is either happening right now or will be unfolding for you soon. But then with building blocks right here, one thing that she's really making very clear to me intuitively is that, and do you see this face looking down at these two penguins right here? This face? Yeah. She's definitely witnessing happening in your life right now is either a relationship that's going on, or it is a relationship that is about to come. One thing that she wants to say is be patient with it. Do not try to rush it. Do not try to force it. Allow it to progress naturally. With this building blocks right here, there's something about your romantic life that it's all about taking steps, one step at a time. And that may be a little bit frustrating for my pile 1s. Some of my pile 1s are kind of ready right now. You're already ready to go. And there's something here that's sort of slowing you down. There's another face in this building blocks right here too. So this is all divinely organized. This has all been organized by the universe. It's almost like a conspiracy where they are purposely slowing things down. And they're almost like forcing you and your partner to build things slowly. And I feel like they're doing this so that way you guys can sort of find things out about each other at a little bit of a more gradual pace, versus just sort of taking everything on. I feel like there's something about this building blocks card here where it's like the slower it goes, the more genuine the connection becomes, the stronger the bond becomes. But there's definitely a soul tie here that she's bringing up for my pile 1s. There's something about a soul tie here. And for some of you, let me say, you're releasing a contract. You're getting out of some sort of a soul contract or a karmic tie with someone in your life. It is finally coming to an end. It's just been taking a long time. There was something that you needed to learn in order to get that closure 100%. And so the reason why things have not happened for you is because there's some sort of there's something that you would have missed had things have happened at a faster pace. And it is very, very apparent. It's very, 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 very apparent here that she's like, no, you have to slow down and take every single step in for some specific reason. Now, as to what that reason is, maybe we'll get into it a little bit more with your tarot cards here. But for sure, she's just saying like, yeah, there's something that is being built here. And this is real foundation. This is real love. This is a real genuine connection. This is a true soul tie. And this is not something that can be rushed. This is not something that can be rushed. If it rushes in any way, if it moves at a faster pace, there's a possibility of it not working out. There's a possibility of this connection not being formed in the healthiest way, or not being formed in the strongest way that it could be formed in. So there's something here that's moving extremely slow. It looks like to be when it comes to your romantic life for my pile ones. But don't be frustrated with that. Do not be frustrated with that. For some of you, it's like you've taken one step forward and then like 3 steps back. Somewhere in your life, could be in your romantic life or in a different place. This could be 2 separate messages as well. But for them both to come out one right after the other, I feel like for many of my pile ones, these 2 messages go hand in hand together. And she definitely wants to say that there's a plan here that's happening. And like I said, for some of you, it's been like 1 step forward, 3 steps back. Maybe you've met someone and you've really like connected in a way. Maybe you were really sure like, oh, this is the person. Maybe you had this like knowing or this feeling. And then boom, something fell through. And now you guys aren't talking, or maybe work picked up and now you don't have as much time for them, or they don't have as much time for you, or maybe they met someone, maybe you met someone, and it sort of like diverted you. It may seem like you're sort of being diverted from the plan, but you're not. There's a reason why things are happening the way that they are. Very, very important to understand, very, very important to know when it comes to my pile ones. And this more than likely has to do with your romantic life. Let's see what else she has going on here for you guys. Let's get into your tarot cards. Very first card that we have here is the 9 of Wands. And then look, the damn Ace of Cups. Oh my God. And we have the Soulmates card that came out, and we have the Ace of Cups right here. Then we have the 9 of Wands with the building blocks. Pile 1, we've got the 9 of Wands and the Ace of Cups. And I was going to put these to the side, but I'm going to need to keep these right here because this is all starting to come together. So the question that is being answered with the tarot cards here, the question that I asked as I was shuffling for you is, what is Hathor witnessing or watching happen in your life right now? For you to get the 9 of Wands and the Ace of Cups, pile 1 right now, Hathor is watching you construct a wall, pile 1. And that might be what this building blocks card is about. But she's watching you construct a wall, pile 1. Time after time, disappointment after disappointment, and experience after experience that ends in drama or sadness, or ends in a way that it didn't start. You put another brick up on this wall. Just like how in the 9 of Wands, he is constructing a wall. And we have here building blocks. A wall is being constructed. Hathor is witnessing you build a wall right now between yourself and the one disturbing your peace. But she wants you to be careful of this because what you don't see, but she wants you to be careful of this because what you do not see is this Ace of Cups. That's what you don't see. This Ace of Cups was actually the card that was under the deck. That's why it's a second card for you. I only shuffled for 1 card, and then the card that was underneath the deck after this card came out, I just flipped it over and put it on the table for you. So this is the card that you don't see, is the Ace of Cups right here. And so, she wants you to be careful of that because this is also on the outside of this wall that you're building, this wall that you're constructing. For some of you on this pile, there has been someone wanting or trying to give you something. They've been trying to offer you affection, attention, love, a connection, and you are very cautious. And let me also say too, because I don't want to put all this on you, pile 1. I also feel like this person that's trying to offer you like a love offer or a connection, they're trying to let you know that they like you in every other way besides just clearly communicating it. This person also has some communication issues. And I don't know if you came here, if you signed up for a love reading right now, but that's just what's coming through. So, as I keep talking, maybe something else will come up. I may even shuffle a couple of clarifiers for you just to see if there's anything else that she wants to highlight. But for my pile 1s, there's just a huge message here about your love life. And she's basically saying that someone's trying to offer you something, but you're cautious. You're very cautious. You're so cautious that your caution has transformed into suspicion. You've built this wall at a time when you needed to separate yourself, but now that you are no longer in a situation, relationship, or environment that is potentially harmful or hurtful or painful, you don't know what sincerity looks like anymore. And I feel like that's the issue for my pile ones, because you thought you knew what it looked like. You thought you knew what the truth looked like before, and you let the wrong person in, and they were just not the person that you thought they were. You've always been careful. And that's what she's saying. She's saying that to me right now. She's telling me to clear that up, that you have always been careful about giving your heart away. You've always been aware of your emotional being and what it can and cannot take. And even with you being careful, a snake still got in for you. As you can see with this 9 of Wands right here, a snake still got in and it bit you. But she's saying the snake didn't bite you because you were not cautious enough. The snake didn't bite you because you didn't build a tall enough wall. The snake bit you because it was a snake. And it always has been. She wants to make that very clear. You didn't get betrayed because you weren't cautious enough. You got betrayed because that person is capable of doing that. Because that person is that type of person that would stab someone in the back, that truly genuinely cares about them and that truly genuinely loves them. That person is that's just the type of person that they are. That's what she wants to make very clear here, is like, this is not your fault. The things that have happened to you, this betrayal that has happened to you, the reason that you were so cautious, the reason why you have built these walls, the reason why it's difficult for you to tell who's sincere and who isn't anymore, is because you are so careful with your heart. Look at, okay. You see in the soulmates card right here, how this penguin is holding the key to the other penguin's heart? You literally put a lock around your heart. It's like you put a chastity belt around your heart and you're like, nope, I'm only opening this for the right person. And you're just expecting that right person to be able to come along and have that key to open you up. And they do have the key, but the difference is that you have to let them insert that key. You have to let them unlock your door, pile one. You have to let this happen. The snake bit you because it was a snake, and it always has been. This person betrayed you because they're just that type of person, and they always have been. They were acting in their nature. The snake was acting in their nature. This person is just who they are. This person didn't know how to not bite you. That's just how they move through life and relationships because of their own experiences and circumstances and shortcomings or insecurities or shadow, whatever it may be. But Hathor is very expressive about how she does not want that venom to infuse itself into you, to turn you into the person that bit you. She doesn't want you to become the person that bit you. That bite happened to make you immune to its venom, to show you your strength, to show you what you truly want and need in your relationships. But there's an Ace of Cups here. Someone is trying or wanting or is about to enter your life with the sole purpose of offering themselves to you. And if you are not careful, you will assume that they are a snake. You'll mistake their intentions. Listen, you've been bitten before by a venomous character and you've survived it. They weren't strong enough to take you out. If anything, they just emboldened you. They made you more aware. They matured you. But you don't need the same defense mechanisms anymore, pile one. I'm not saying let your walls all the way down. I'm saying let something in. Let something in. Let the good in when it presents itself to you. She's witnessing some of you in this pile become cold, callous, and almost a little too independent. Some of you have gotten to the point where you're like, I don't want to go here, but she's making me go here. Some of you have gotten to the point where you're like, I enjoy being alone. I love being single, and it's a front. Some of you have gotten to the point where you're saying, I love being single, I love being alone, I love being independent, but it's a front. It's not that you truly feel that way. It's more so that you truly feel like, I don't want to get hurt again. I don't want to get betrayed again. I like going to bed at night and knowing that someone's not out here in the streets embarrassing the hell out of me. That's what is truly bringing you a little sense of peace, but it's not completely fulfilling you. Because if it was up to you, if people were trustworthy, you would be with someone. That's what I'm picking up. And if you were just completely disagreeing with this might not be the pile for you, or you might not be ready to hear it, one of the two. But that's what I'm picking up. She's, like I said, she's seeing some of you become cold and callous. And she doesn't want you to reject everything that approaches you because of what has happened in the past. Because now that this chapter is done and this test is passed, you're about to get the reward if you have not already. And if you are not careful, you're going to turn it away. You're going to reject it. And if you do that, then then that's just to make you more aware of the fact that you are still holding on to the past. It still has its power over you. And that has to be released. Not the lesson, but the pain of the past. You don't have to be fueled by this pain anymore. Replace it with the lesson that you learned. Replace it with strength. Be fueled by the lesson. Be fueled by your strength. Be fueled by your survival. Be fueled by your maturity. Be fueled by the person that you are now, not the person that you were back then. And make sure that as you build your walls, that you do so intentionally. This is another thing that she's bringing up. She wants you to create your boundaries with the intention that I only want to be surrounded by genuine people, by honest people, by loyal people, by healthy people. And if those people approach me in that frequency, in that vibration, I'm going to know it and I'm going to let them in. You have to give your soul that permission, because I feel like your soul is a bit blocked right now. Your soul is actually reaching out to connect with someone else, pile one. Like I said, if you're not here for love, this might not be the pile for you today, because it's coming through so strongly. Your soul is literally, if it has not connected with this person already, that is your soulmate. If you haven't connected with this person yet, it's right around the corner for you. And your soul is literally at this point, it can see this person around the corner. It can sense them right around the corner. And your soul is yearning to reach out, is trying to reach out. But with you being blocked, you're keeping your soul from establishing that connection. And so I believe that that's why the message came up in the very beginning when we first pulled these two cards, building blocks and soulmates. I believe that that's why these cards first came up, is because it's like, allow this to happen naturally. If you allow this to happen naturally, instead of just rushing into it, it's not going to overwhelm you. Because pile one, if you rush into it with everything that you've been through, with everything that you've survived, with everything that you have had to fight for, if you rush into this too fast, it's going to overwhelm you and you're going to be like, oh no, I cannot trust this. I can't trust this because I didn't take the time to establish that trust. I didn't take the time to get to know this relationship, to get to know this person, to get to know me and how they trigger me, how they sort of connect to me. I didn't take that time. So if you don't take that time, you're going to immediately assume that this person is a threat, that this person is like some sort of past relationship or past person that you dealt with, and they are nothing like that. In fact, this person that is on their way to you, or that you have just recently met, or that you may be with right now, this person is everything that your soul has been asking for. It's everything that your soul has been asking for. It's everything that your soul has been saying, hey, I need this to complement me. But because you're not just your soul, you are also in the flesh, you are also a human. You are also dealing with that human part of you that's like, hey, no, I done been there before. The soul has this limitless way of like, where it's like, you can hurt the being so deeply, and the soul is so damn indestructible and so powerful and so strong that it's like it doesn't even feel it. It doesn't even feel it. The part of us, the part of the being that feels it is the physical part of us, the mental part of us, the emotional part of us, our personality, our ego, our pride feels it, but not the soul. And that is how the soul is able to fall in love again. That's how the soul is able to trust again. That's why there may be this yearning in you that's like, yeah, even though I have been betrayed, I still want a companion. I still want a good friend. I still want a good partner. I still want to have a family. I still want to get married. Whatever it is that you want to do with your life, whatever it is. That is exactly like, if you're still feeling that way, that's because your soul is registering with the fact that it's like, yes, this happened, but that doesn't mean that it's going to happen every time. That happened for a very specific divine lesson. This person that's coming in now is my reward for that divine lesson. So build your walls intentionally, pile one. Create your boundaries with the intention that you only want to be surrounded by a certain type of person, whatever that may be, whatever that may look like. But do not surround yourself with this fury, pile one. 9 of Wands can be somebody constructing a wall out of fury, out of anger, out of rage, out of frustration, out of pain. That's usually what the 9 of Wands talks about. It talks about somebody that is so wounded that they're just like, listen, I'm not ready to give another chance to anyone right now. I'm not ready to open myself back up. I'm not ready to expose myself. I'm not ready to be vulnerable again. So I'm going to construct this wall until I completely heal, and I am ready to be able to put myself back in a situation like that where this is a potential risk. You're not ready to take that risk right now. And this is why, like I was saying about your building blocks card, this has to happen naturally, because this person that is right for you, they're going to take these wands down one at a time. They're going to go at your pace. And they're not going to pressure you. They're not going to force you. They're not going to scare you. They're not going to threaten you. They're not going to be like, oh, well, if you're not ready, then I'm going to go out here and find someone that is ready. You're not going to be an option to them, pile one. You are not going to be an option. You're going to be the fucking destination for them, period. They don't want anything else. So they're going to be willing to take every brick down with you. They're going to be willing to move at your own pace, and it's not going to scare them off. They're not going to be scared off by this. They're going to be exactly like the snake in the 9 of wands. Like, oh, you done built up 9 wands? I'm just going to curl my way around all these wands until I get in there. They're going to be very determined to get in. Almost a little bit like forceful in a way, but it's also in a way where it's like, it's forceful just enough for you to see like, wow, they really care about me. They really fuck with me. They really want to be with me, but they're not going to like push it so much to the point where you're pushing back. You know what I mean? And so it's going to be the perfect amount of like, I am persistent. I am pushing. I am right here. I'm showing you how determined I am. I'm showing you that I'm not going anywhere. I made my mind up. I choose you. But at the same time, I'm going to be gentle with you. At the same time, I'm not going to trigger you in a way where you want to build up more walls, where you want to run from this. This person is literally designed for you. This is a soulmate for you. Could even be like a twin flame sort of situation, because they really match you in a way where they know how to unlock your code. They know how to decode you perfectly. I really like this person for you. Can I just say that? I really like this person for you. I really do. And so, don't just surround yourself with this fury, this 9 of wands, pile one. The wands can represent fury, passion, intensity. Like I was saying, it's your God force energy. And this wall was constructed over time from triggers and frustration. Build this wall with compassion and understanding, though, so that when you are approached, you can see more than just the fire and the pain and the past, but so you can also sense love, peace, and a bright future. Don't be so fueled by the past, pile one. That is Hathor's main message to you. This Ace of Cups could also be her saying she's trying to offer herself to you as well, but you may not be able to sense her in this wounded state right here. So it's like she's saying like you're blocking yourself from love, and there's another person that's trying to come in for you, whether this is a friend or a romantic partner, or this could be a child, a baby, something like that, And maybe you're not ready because of a past experience you had. Maybe you had a difficult pregnancy in the past. Maybe you lost a child in the past. I'm sorry. I should have said trigger warning. So sorry. Something like that could have happened, and you're just closed off from going into that experience again. Whatever has severely hurt you, pile one, you are really cautious about tiptoeing around that territory again. You're really cautious about that. Like you're not one to play with your heart. Like she said earlier, she wanted me to make that clear, that you've always been careful about your heart. You've never just willingly given it out to everyone that seems interested. And it's like, even with you being so careful, you still got bit. But there was something very divine about that. It was orchestrated for that to happen. I feel like your soulmate is tied into that painful experience. I feel like this reward that you're about to get is tied into that painful experience. And the fact that you kept persisting. The 9 of Wands is not a card of giving up. The 9 of Wands is a card that says, hey, pause, time out. I need some time right now just to like recoup. I need to regenerate. I need to bandage my wounds. I need to rest. Give me some time. And then he picks it back up again in the 10 of Wands, where he is struggling to make it to that finish line, but he is like giving it everything that he has. And you're preparing right now for that 10 of Wands journey, because when this person comes in, they're going to be, like I said, they're going to be that right amount of persistent, but at the same time, it's going to be quite it's going to be quite heavy for you, because it's like you are teetering right on that line of this is a little bit too much, but it's not enough to make me run away. And it's going to feel like a 10 of Wands moment for you. But with this person right here offering to help you carry those 10 wands, it is going to soothe your spirit. It's going to soothe you so much. It's like they're going to have the key to your heart. They're going to be the only ones with the key to your heart. But the thing is like I said, if you don't allow them to insert that key, they can't even use their key on you, you know? So you have to work with them a little bit. That's where that 10 of Wands feeling or energy is going to come in at. But they're right here offering you their Ace of Cups. They're offering you their divine cup, which means that they're offering you their divinity. They're offering you their soul. They are choosing you. They are choosing you. Don't be so fueled by the past, Pile 1. That's Hathor's main message to you. She wants you to transcend your wounds sometimes, so you can venture outside of this wall and see something else besides what's inside of it. Venture outside. And I do have a bit of a question, and I'm wondering if you've been asking for love or a friend or genuine support, real family. If you have, then her advice to you is go beyond your pain. The only way out for you is through, Pile 1. That's the real test for you. And she's not diminishing that, but she's saying that this is the only way. She's saying that's the only way. Let's see. Let me get a couple of other oracle cards for you guys. Just see what else she wants to mention about that may be going on in your life. Ooh, okay, hold on. Look at that. Look at the card that came out for you. Protection. Pile 1, you're so protected. You don't have to freak out about this. Reflection was underneath this, the protection card, but I don't feel like this was your card. I feel like she just wanted me to see that protection card. But she's definitely trying to tell you that you're protected. And then we have childhood. So for some of you, it's your childhood that's really that you're struggling with. That may be where it might not even be some past relationships. It might not be a past difficult relationship or a person that betrayed you in the past. The person that betrayed you could have been a father figure, a mother figure. Maybe one of your parents betrayed the other parent, you know, maybe. Underneath the deck, we have evolution. I feel like there's a story coming up here. Some of my Pile 1s may be very, very close to one particular parent, where it's like one parent was the good parent and the other parent was like the bad parent. And the story that's coming up that she wants me to highlight for you, Pile 1, is you were really close to one parent because the other parent seemed to almost like, I don't want to say bully your parent. This is so, I don't know what this, okay. It feels like you really clung to one parent, and you may still really cling to one parent. You may sort of look at one parent and be like, they were such a good parent. And my other parent was the one that had a lot to learn. They had a lot of evolution that needed to happen. They had a lot of maturity that needed to happen. You know, you may have seen that one parent betray the parent that you're very close to. And that may be why you're very close to that other parent, because you feel a sense of like needing to protect them from the other parent. I don't know why she really wanted me to highlight that story for you. But that may be what's really coming up in your childhood, what's really being dredged up for you. Let's say, for example, you're really, really close to your mom, right? And that your dad like just wasn't the best husband to your mom, you know? And it's like, it's almost like because of how your dad was treating your mom, you like really became close to your mom, because it was just like clearly so wrong. It was just like such a clear line down the middle, who was wrong and who was right, who was in the wrong and who was in the right, who was acting out of pocket, who was acting out of character and who wasn't, who was really abusing their power and who, you know, and who wasn't. It was almost, I'm almost getting this feeling of like one parent being like this innocent little lamb, very pure, very genuine, and the other one just almost seeming like a villain or something. And something about that in your childhood is still affecting some of you today. Now, that was not a message for all of you. That was for a very specific group of pile 1 people. But if you resonate with that story, if that is something that happened in your childhood, that may still be happening in your life now, that part of your childhood is affecting your relationships today. And you may have even noticed that you had a similar relationship in your adult life like that. Pile 1. Pile 1, she's saying be careful about judging that parent. Be careful about judging them. Let's get one final message for you, Pile 1. I'm going to be using the Oracle deck from a set, which normally I would not fuse sort of combine their energies like this, but they are very close in a sense. And I feel like Hathor is almost like within the essence of every Neter from Kemetic tradition. So, and plus this is the only Egyptian sort of oracle style deck that I have. I wish there was more out there. Maybe I'll make one day. I don't know. I would love to. So let's see. Pile 1, let's get one final message from Hathor for you. One final message for you. But I really do want you to address that part of your childhood if that is the case. Even if that story didn't resonate for you, there is something definitely within your childhood that is playing out right now today in terms of why you have built this wall up in love. You may be looking at it as though like, no, it's just my past relationships, but it's stemming from your childhood with this childhood card right here. Okay, let's see. We got here, portal of light. She glides on wings through time and space. All right. Underneath the deck, we got, look at that, healing the divine masculine, Osiris rises. I'm actually going to read both of these paragraphs. Hold on, you guys. Let me turn off the AC. Okay, I'm so sorry. I had to turn off my AC. Still running, but it should go off. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm actually going to read both of these messages for you because the fact that we got healing the divine masculine when I was talking about one parent in particular may have been they were just clearly in the wrong when it came to how they treated the other parent. It could be the masculine that was a little, that exuded some sort of traits of toxic masculinity. Or it could have been for this healing the divine masculine card to come up. It could have been that you need to sort of create a different definition for masculine energy. So yeah, I'm going to read both of these paragraphs. Give me a second, you guys, because I feel like she's highlighting both of them for a reason. Okay, so the first one here, Portal of Light, it says, it is only this physical reality that is bound by time and space. You are a being conscious on levels beyond the physical world. You are guided to work with your healing powers beyond the confines of time and space and to allow your sense of self to expand, okay? It is safe for you to do this now. You will not become ungrounded through such spiritual growth. You are not leaving your earthly awareness. You are instead adding to it. Yeah, there is a little bit of awareness that needs to, there's just a little bit more digging that you need to do. And this is a thing I feel like you guys have. I feel like you guys have dug in to a lot, but there's a few dots that you're not connecting here. And this insight is going to trickle to you at a gradual pace, like these building blocks right here. This is going to come to you at different points in times. And let's see, healing the divine masculine. Okay, so it says here with healing the divine masculine, it says the divine masculine within men and women is the energy that allows for protection, discernment, healing, and a sense of deep safety and holding even through the most uncomfortable circumstances of life. When the masculine within us is healthy and strong, we have an inner strength to hold ourselves safe through anything. Your inner masculine is going through healing right now, growing stronger in his ability to offer you inner protection and stability so that your inner feminine can blossom with creative expression. And we also have this protection card down here. So this is all about sort of creating a different definition for the masculine. It could have been that the masculine was the one in your childhood that was sort of the one one that was being bullied by the other parent, or it could have been that the masculine was the one doing the bullying to the other parent in your childhood, and you sort of witnessed this. This is something that does need to be healed. So you have two cards here talking about healing, but one is a little bit more specific on what it is that you are healing, which is your masculine energy, your idea of masculine energy. And this is all about healing different parts and points of your life that you've gone through. And so this could be connected to the childhood down here that we pulled. And this has been a wall that you've slowly been constructing for a very long time, pile one. And it's time for that wall to come down, because what you have right around the corner, if you have not already met them, is somebody that is not going to be scared off by your caution. They're not going to be freaked out by it. If anything, it's almost going to alert them that, like, this is my person, and I have to put in that effort and I have to put in that work to break that wall down, to show them that I am trustworthy. They're going to be willing to work to earn your trust. They're not going to expect you to just give it to them. They're going to go at your own pace, but you are also going to have to meet them halfway. And in order to do that, you're going to have to work a little bit more on something that happened within your childhood. For sure, when it comes to this. So yeah, pile one, this is all that I'm saying. I'm so sorry if you weren't here for a love reading. This is really all that just kept coming through. But honestly, take it and sort of develop upon it however it is that it resonates for you. Like I said, in my readings personally on my channel, it's so important for you guys to be intuitively connected on your end as well, so that you can connect these messages to your own personal life and situation, because this is a general reading. There's thousands of people saying it, so it's really hard to narrow things down. But that's where your intuition has to come in and do the other half of the work here, to sort of clear up the messages and know which parts are meant for you. And so yeah, but pile one, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, I'm already in love with this person for you. I really am. I love the situation for you, and it's a lot of beautiful things unfolding for you with this Ace of Cups right here. This is a whole new journey beginning for you when it comes to love. This could be platonic love, romantic love, when it comes to your relatives, your blood, your family, something like that. But this is a whole new journey opening up for you. And it's all about just getting that journey started. When you're ready to venture out beyond this wall, beyond this 9 wands, that's when the journey is going to start for you. And it's going to feel heavy, but so light and fulfilling and peaceful and good all at the same time. It's going to be that perfect combination of like scary and amazing, miraculous. It's going to be so beautiful for you. So yeah, this is all that I'm saying, pile one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, the beautiful, amazing Hathor, for coming through today. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, you guys. All right, and pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So we are I'm changing things up. And so we're going to be actually starting with some oracle cards today. To see what it is that Hathor wants to say to you. So we'll be starting off with, just these oldie but goodie oracle cards right here. And then we're going to be checking out your tarot cards, as well as I'm going to be pulling some additional oracle cards on camera. On camera. Sorry, you guys, I'm so tired. On camera after checking out your tarot cards. So let's just get started, pile 2, and see what it is that Hathor has to say. Now, if you are wearing headphones, please excuse me, because I'm just going to tap this sound bowl a couple of times just to clear the space and set it. So give me a second. Okay, it's pile 2. Let's get started. I just wanted to start with some oracle cards just to sort of see what her main energy is with you right now, what she's feeling right now, the connection between you two, a message that she wants to highlight immediately. We have here, not for you. Let me see if she'll give me a little bit of a clarifier as to what is not for you, pile 2. Let's see. Let's get one more. to the sea. It sounds like she wants you to sort of throw something or someone to the side. Could be an idea, could be a project. Underneath the deck, we've got Imagine. Not for you and to the sea. Pile 2. And then we have cards 6 and 7. With these chess pieces on this Not For You card right here, and this sea on this to the sea card right here, it could be that someone or something is sort of playing with you emotionally, almost like an emotional checkmate sort of situation. Almost as though someone is this is incredible that I have to pull tarot cards to clarify oracle cards. I was actually just talking to one of you guys on Patreon about that. Like, it's crazy. One of you guys were telling me that you've been reading tarot cards, or not tarot, but you've been reading oracle cards for over 10 years. And I was like, now that is that is a skill in itself, because oracle cards are supposed to be a little bit more straightforward. But in my opinion, oracle cards are a little bit more, they're a little more vague in my opinion. So I'm actually going to pull 1 or 2 tarot cards here just to clarify these oracle cards. But I feel like there could be a little bit of emotional checkmate going on here. A little bit of emotional back and forth. Look at that. We got the Tower card. Yeah. Okay. So this is someone maybe sort of, those are 2 cards. Let me keep shuffling. This may be someone or something sort of playing with your sense of stability and security. Look at that. We've got the Hangman. Yeah. This is someone or something not making you feel very. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Oh my God. The Empress and the Queen of Wands just slid out, but I'm going to keep shuffling because that was 2 cards. But just in case that means something to you, the Queen of Wands and the Empress came out. Get another one here. There's a weird game going on. And then we have here the Chariot. How is this that we have, out of 4 cards, 3 of them are major arcana? Underneath the deck here, we have the Knight of Wands. Pile 2, whoever or whatever you're entertaining or playing with, it's like you're playing with fire. It's like you're playing with fire. I feel like it could be someone or something has to make a choice between maybe you and some other people or some other options. And it may be feeling like you are on trial right now with this Hangman card. It may be feeling like you are there's like, it's like you're it's like you almost have to prove that you're worthy enough to be chosen by someone. It's almost like this, like hey, over here, like choose me sort of situation. And this is very degrading for you, which is why your Ace of Pentacles is in reverse. This person or situation is not noticing the value that you are and that you bring to the situation. And because of that, it's causing you to feel as though it's causing you to lose a little sense of your own value. It may be even playing mind games with you, like mind tricks with you, where you feel as though like maybe I'm not good enough if I have to work this hard to get someone or something's attention. She wants you to throw this to the sea. She wants you to X this out, because it's not doing anything good for your sense of peace and your sense of fulfillment and your sense of self and identity. If anything, it's causing you to step a little bit too much into your ego and your pride with this Chariot card right here, where it's like you're going above and beyond and you shouldn't have to. I'm just going to flip over your tarot cards really quickly here. Let's see what we got. Oh, look at that. We've got the 7 of Swords. Holy hell. I keep picking up an image of a ring with the 7 of Swords. A ring. Then we have here, then we got the World. Okay. Hopefully you guys listened to the intro when I explained in the intro, like, you know, disclaimer. Hathor is not just like a happy-go-lucky, fun energy all the time. Hopefully you listened to that intro where you understood a little bit more about her energy, how she represents the entire spectrum. She can be very jovial, very flirty, very sensual, very sexy, very fun. And in a second, she can flip into the image of Sekhmet, or the concept of the Eye of Ra, where she is vengeful, she is vicious, she's almost mistaken to be merciless. And so you never really know what side of her you're going to get. I feel as though she's coming through for you in your reading. She's coming through on that other side where she's coming through very serious, very listen to me. Like I feel like she just stepped into your reading, into your pile. And she's like sitting right in front of you right now. And I feel like she's like just looking you dead in your eye and saying, listen to me. The same way that like a parent would sit down with their child very seriously when they have to have a very serious conversation. That's what I feel like she's doing with you. Very simply, pile 2. What she's saying now, because these 2 tarot cards down here, as I was shuffling, I asked her what it is that she's witnessing happening in your life right now. And you have the 7 of Swords and the World card. So this is another major arcana card for you. Pile 2, very simply, Hathor is saying that you are way too focused right now. You are so focused that you cannot see what's coming from the left, what's coming from the right, from this angle versus that angle. There's this feeling like you have to win the race. You have to get this done by any means necessary with the 7 of Swords. And I also want you to be aware of any shadow work right now. You may be in the middle of a shadow journey, or healing it, or integrating it into more light, where it's not rejected anymore, but a more accepted part of you. And you may have been coming across a lot of conversations and people talking about shadow work lately. That's how she's been trying to speak to you as well. As well as Heru, aka Horus. Horus has been trying to give you some insight and a lot of clarity lately. I just saw 1111 flash across the table for you. So if you've been seeing repeating numbers, and especially repeating numbers with 1s in them, that is Heru coming through to you. That's Horus coming through to you. That's who's been knocking on your spiritual door lately, pile 2. Heru is the sun. He is the meter that brings clarity, knowing, and deep, deep insight. He is standing directly in front of my pile 2s, and you cannot see him right now. You are seeing him without realizing it, like with the repeating numbers and coming across people in articles on shadow work. He wants you to integrate more of your unknown into the known, so you're not so fueled by forces that you don't understand. And when I say forces, I mean elements of yourself that are motivating you to go after certain goals. As you can see with the 7 of Swords right here, Heru was always represented, his Kemetic name is Hor, but he was represented as the falcon, right? And that's what we have here. We have this falcon sitting right in front of you. This is you, whether you are male or female, doesn't matter how you identify. This is Heru sitting right in front of you. And he's in the midst of the 7 of Swords situation, trying to bring you clarity. I told you before I even flipped your card over, I feel like you're in this situation where you're trying to prove to someone or something that, hey, I'm good enough. Pick me. Choose me over here. You know, and it's like you're going above and beyond to try and get this person or the situation's attention. And you shouldn't have to. And I feel like Heru's in the middle. He's in the midst of the situation. He's in the middle of this, telling you you are degrading yourself by even participating in this. No one should be making you prove yourself to them, especially if this is another person that's happening. And like I told you with the 7 of Swords, I keep saying a ring. You guys, I just realized that this card is a 7 of fucking Swords. Oh my God. I'm just now realizing that this is a 7 of Swords. This is the card that is notorious. It's the notorious card in the tarot deck for cheating, right? I'm just realizing that this is a 7 of Swords right here because normally I use the Rider-Waite-Smith depictions. And because this is different depictions, being that this is the Nefertari tarot deck, I think it's called. It's Egyptian themed, so you know all the depictions are different. And because I'm not seeing some guy trying to sneak away with the 7 of Swords, that message didn't immediately come through, which is why I like switching up the tarot decks from time to time. But now I'm realizing that this is the 7 of fucking Swords, and that was exactly what I picked up when I looked at both of your oracle cards right here. And then when I flipped these clarifiers, was like, why do I keep feeling like you're trying to prove yourself to someone or something? It's almost like you're trying to get them to see how great you are, how amazing you are, and hopefully they'll just pick you and stay with you. hopefully you'll be able to reel them in and hold on to them and keep them, because it's like this person or the situation, it's like it varies. It's very wishy-washy. This is a very wishy-washy situation or person you're in, that you're dealing with, or a situation that you're in right now. It's very wishy-washy. And if this is a person, they're very good at, like, when you spend time with this person, it's like they're all about you. But the second that you're not around, it's like out of sight, out of mind. Like I was saying, Haru is in the middle of the situation. He's in the midst of this, and he's looking right at it, and he's looking at you, and he's trying to get you to stop almost. He's trying to get you to stop and smell the coffee. That's what I feel like. He's trying to get you to stop and ask yourself, why the fuck am I doing this? Or why am I putting... It's like he wants you to stop and realize. He wants you to stop and look around. He's like, stop doing for 1 second and just look around. Look at the situation that you're in. Look at the atmosphere that you're in. You know you deserve better with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse right here, pile 2. You know that. And there is something about you dealing with this person or this situation. Every time you're around them, every time you're dealing with them, it's like a tower moment for you. It's like this hangman is very uncomfortable. And you're still exerting yourself. You're still pushing yourself to this chariot limit where it's like, but yeah, I can hang upside down all day if you need me to. It's like you're doing too much for this. This person or situation does not deserve that. Haru doesn't want you to be so fueled by forces that you do not understand. You don't understand what you're being fueled by. And like I said, when I say forces, I'm talking about parts of yourself that are motivating you to go after certain goals, like with the Chariot card right here and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse and the World card and the Seven of Swords. And the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man, he's on trial. Well, he was already on trial. He got his verdict with the Justice card, and then it leads to the Hanged Man where, okay, now I'm serving my sentence. You already know what's going to... There's a part of you that already knows what's going to happen, and you're playing with fire. That was one of the first things that I said when I flipped your cards for you. So let's turn this into example. Let's say that you want a big house, right? And you're thinking like, yeah, I want this big house because I just love luxury and I deserve it, right? And while that may be very true, and those traits may even amplify the feeling of needing this huge house, those wants are being fueled by something a bit deeper. Maybe it's because in the past, someone or something, maybe it was someone or certain people made you feel like you couldn't have certain things, or like you weren't deserving, or like you couldn't do certain things, like you couldn't achieve certain things. And this is your way of proving them wrong. Like I said, it was just an example. But Hathor is saying here, you'll be the one to end up with like, let's say, going back to that example that you want that big ass house, right? Hathor is saying you're going to be the one to end up with 10 of those houses. Or a whole damn neighborhood of mansions. And that itch will never be scratched for you because there's a bigger reason for it. And we have the World card right here. There is a bigger reason that you are completely unaware of. The World card represents, it's the final card of the Major Arcana of Tarot, right? And that means, and you guys know, if you've subscribed to the Patreon, we've already talked about this. We've already talked about the World card briefly. But we spoke about how with the World card, it starts off with the Fool who thinks, oh, I'm just the goal. My goal in mind is this one thing. The destination in mind is this one place. But by the time he ends that journey and he gets to the World card, he realizes that the destination was never just this one point. It was never just the one destination. The point of that journey was the entirety of it, was the whole of it. Everything that he went through, everything that he experienced was a destination. It wasn't just as one place. It wasn't just as one goal. For you, like I said, Hathor is saying that you're going to be the one to end up with 10 mansions because you're so fueled by this thing. And you're going to realize like that itch is still there. I'm still needing to scratch that itch. Why is this itch not scratched in? And it's like, it's because it's not the house. And you're going to think that, okay, I got one big ass house. Now let me buy another one. Maybe that'll do it. Well, let me buy 2 more. Maybe that'll do it. Let me just buy the whole neighborhood. Maybe that'll, and it's like, it's still there. That's because it wasn't about the house. It was never about the house. It was about the point of why you're doing what you're doing. So the World card represents, it's not about the destination, but the journey as a whole. It was about the process. And so you're missing the bigger picture with this World card right here. Hathor has been watching you exhaust yourself lately with trying to keep up with this. I don't know what you feel like you're trying to keep up with, but she's saying again, you are bigger than the biggest dream or goal that you have, but she's waiting for you to stop and ask yourself, why am I doing this? There's something that you've been doing as a way to medicate or almost bandage or patch up what's been wounded maybe, or what's a little bit fragile, what's feeling a little vulnerable or exposed, and you keep trying to push along anyways. And we see that very clearly here with this Chariot card and the Hangman and the Tower card. I feel like the Tower and the Hangman is what's going on inside of you. There's this chaos inside of you. And it's almost like you're masking it with this Chariot card energy where you're like, but I'm good. I can keep going. I can keep showing up. And it's like, no, you need to stop and look around and go, why am I trying so hard? Why am I doing this? What am I doing this for again? Like, it needs to be the question of, what am I doing this for again? Because Ace of Pentacles in reverse says it's not as valuable as you think. Ace of Pentacles in reverse says you already actually have this. You actually have way more than this. And the fact that you are exhausting yourself going for something that you already have, or that it's not even as valuable as it is, there's no point in it. But you're on a much bigger journey, pile 2. You just don't realize it. And Hathor is saying that this plan for you or journey won't reveal itself to you until you get tired of this cycle that you've been involved in for a while. You have to get sick of it. There's a lot of, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to see that right now. You are in a place where you may not want to know or see everything right now. You're just so focused on this one goal. You're too zoomed in with the Seven of Swords energy right here. And some of you are choosing to stay blind to some sort of information, and it's following you. You can feel it. You can sense it. It's almost like this ghost is haunting you, and you keep dealing with it by distracting yourself. Are some of you in the middle of some drama right now? Or are some of you in this pile always involved in some sort of drama or argument? It seems like this stuff always follows you. Because some of these distractions happen through drama for you, and it's a major diversion. It's intruding on your spiritual journey, pile 2. You're on a spiritual journey is what you're on. Whether you realize it or not, you're on a journey to self-realization and to more conscious awareness and to more even spiritual power in a sense. But you're not really, you're thinking that the goal is more material when it's actually more so immaterial. It's more metaphysical than physical. It's more spiritual than tangible. And like I said, this goal that you have, it could be a big ass house. It could be that one person that you're looking at, that's sort of a player, or they're in the streets, whatever it is. Maybe they're in the streets or something like that. And you have this one goal in mind, and you're thinking that the goal is going to bring you this sense of like wholeness. But it's not. It's this journey altogether that's going to bring you that sense of wholeness. You have to pull yourself out of this drama when you're ready, pile 2. I don't know why I keep seeing a 3-person situation going on. I keep coming back to that. Like, for some of you here in this pile, there's a 3rd-party situation going on. That's the notorious words in the tarot reading section of YouTube when it comes to maybe some sort of cheating or something like that. And like I said, I didn't even realize that this was a 7 of Swords at first until it said and it processed. But I keep seeing this. I kept seeing it before I realized that this was a 7 of Swords. I was seeing it when I saw these 2 cards, and I was like, you're playing with fire. I don't know what this is, but it's like you keep trying to prove to someone or something that like, all you need is me. And like I was saying, the 7 of Swords keeps showing me a ring, like a ring on the finger, so like a marriage possibly. So someone here may be involved with a person that's married, or you may be married yourself and your partner is involved with someone else. But this is a thing. That this is happening. Oh, I did just say that. I did just say that. You know what's going on, but you're choosing to stay distracted. Yeah, okay, that's a separate message for literally like a couple of people here. So don't try and make this message fit unless it does, because like I said, this isn't something that you're suspicious of or you haven't gotten proof of. Okay, so if you've been feeling like, I feel like my partner's doing something they shouldn't be doing, or I feel like this, I feel like that. No. This message right here, what I'm about to say, is for the people that know for a fact something is going on. You know it for a fact. You've seen it with your own 2 eyes, or you are in the middle of it right now. This is like, you know exactly what's going on, but you are staying in this environment. You're choosing to stay in this environment. You could be the one with someone on the side as well while you're married to someone else or involved with someone else. This could even be happening on both ends. Wow. And like I said, because this isn't the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the cheating element of the Seven of Swords, it didn't register to me until later on. But the energy was just as strong. I love that about tarot. But this isn't about cheating for the person in the situation. This is about your peace of mind. You are literally just above water right now. You are literally just above water. But it's getting harder to stay afloat. When it overwhelms you, that's when you're going to ask yourself, why the hell am I putting up with this or participating in this? You're not like everyone else, pile 2. You're not. Staying above water is not enough for you, like majority of society. Again, like I was saying with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse and even this Chariot over here, even this World card right here, you know you deserve better. You know you need and deserve more. Look, we have the card here that says not for you. Throw that shit to the sea. That's why you have the small voice within you that keeps asking why. Haru and Hathor, both of them are trying to talk to you. And it's crazy because Hathor and Haru, they were known to be married in ancient times. You know, there's a few stories about them being married. And this image of a ring is so extremely strong here. But they both want to bring to you a form of clarity and justice. I just heard the word justice. For the person in this situation where there is a marriage involved or a committed relationship involved, please clean this up. Or find a way to get out of this before justice moves in, because this is not your place. This is not your lesson to learn. Sometimes we bring lessons onto ourselves that was never intended for us, but they were actually meant for someone else. But just because we're in close proximity, or just because we are involving ourselves in a situation that we're not supposed to be in, we're a part of that lesson. And for you, pile 2, you get out of this situation by simply admitting to yourself that this is happening and no, I am not okay with it. You keep trying to push along like this is okay, and it's not okay. You know it's not okay, but you have to admit that. You have to admit that to yourself. Some of you are lying to yourself a bit about being okay with something. And it's like, if it were up to you, your life would not look like this, or it would not feel like this. So why is it this way, pile 2? I just feel like I almost want to come in and protect you or shield you or grab you and take you out of this. Like, I got a very overwhelming protective energy here. And I think that may be Hathor coming through, or it could be Haru coming through. I feel like it's more so along the lines of Hathor, because she's extremely vengeful. And this cycle is coming to a close for you either which way, and it depends on which face she assumes. But if she takes the role of merciless judge, she won't want you to be in the middle of this when this happens, because Hathor is like a bullet. You know how they say a bullet doesn't have eyes? It doesn't have a name on it? Hathor does not have eyes when she is assuming that Eye of Ra energy. Interestingly enough, she becomes that Eye of Ra, but when she reaches that form and she assumes the role of justice, of Sekhmet, she destroys everything in her path. With this World card right here, pile 2, there is a cycle coming to a close because the hand of God is going to get involved. And it's really imperative for you to assess the situation before that hand of God moves in, pile 2. It's really, really important. This is not for you. That not for you card right here is saying this tower moment, this lesson, this hangman is not for you. Get out of the way before you're caught up in this. And that's not me trying to scare you or anything like that, pile 1. Please don't take it that way. If it's scaring you, it's not supposed to scare you. That's not what this is. But you're just not supposed to be involved in this. You were never supposed to have been involved in this. That's what this not for you card is talking about. All right, let's see. Let's get some other oracle cards here. Anything else she wants to say? We have here reflection. Like I was saying, she wants you to stop and look around and be like, why the hell am I doing this? Why am I putting up with this? She wants you to stop, look back, and reflect. And then we have here stillness. She wants you to get still. Stillness and healing. She wants you to get still. She's also trying to heal you. She's trying to help heal you. She's a very healing energy as well. Like I said, she has very many faces. She can be justice. She can be the judge. She can be the jury. She can be the executioner. As well, she's this very nurturing mother sort of figure. And I feel like that's exactly what she's doing. She's trying to remove you from this situation. Underneath the deck here, we have gifts. She's trying to remove you from the situation, pile 2. She does not want you involved in this anymore. Let's get a final message from her. See if there's anything else. Okay. Final message that came through. We have Goddess of 10,000 Names, Isis, Endless Emanations of the Priestess. So I'm going to read this the definition for this card out of the book. Underneath the deck here, we have magic and ritual, crafting sacred practice. So she may want you to craft a sacred practice where you are depending a little bit more on your spirituality right now. Like I was saying, pile 2, you're actually on a spiritual journey. It doesn't seem like it, especially with the situation that you're in, especially if the situation is messy. To you, it might not seem like there is any sort of spirituality or God in this situation, but God is all up in this situation. I am telling you that much. The hand of God is about to move in. I keep hearing the hand of God is about to move in. And we do have the Tower card. You guys, did you know that the lightning bolt in the Tower card is actually referred to as a yod? And that is actually known as something like a divine intervention. It's like this lightning bolt comes through, and out of all the places that this lightning bolt could have struck, it strikes this tower and it causes major destruction. The hand of God's about to move into the situation. And you do not need to be in the middle of the situation when it happens, because it was never the lesson for you to learn. Let me grab the book so we can see what this card means. Like I said, pile 2, this is not, I'm not trying to scare you, anything like that. I wish that this would have been a little bit of a lighter reading. But this is what she has to say. This is just what she has to say. If you're not resonating, maybe this pile isn't for you, or it hasn't happened yet. Maybe maybe you're not ready to hear it. I don't know, but this is what's coming through. And so it says here in the book, a set with many names, forms, associations, and expressions is referred to as the Goddess of 10,000 Names. A name holds power. It defines and energizes or limits. The names, faces, and roles that you play are just one part of your being, yet you exist beyond them. Beloved initiate, as a vast being, you are currently realizing that you are not limited by previous identities you held. Instead, you are becoming more of your whole self. Enjoy the uncovering of even more you. Yeah, that's kind of like what I was talking about. Like it says in this sentence right here, you are currently realizing that you are not limited by previous identities that you held. This is what she wants you. Like I kept saying during your reading, she wants you to stop, look around, and be like, why am I doing this? She wants you to just stop and look around. She wants you to stop, stillness, look around, reflect, and ask yourself, what am I doing? Heal. So pile 2, this is all that I got for you guys. Like I said, I wish it was a little bit lighter, but I know every time I do these like Kemetic themed, Egyptian themed readings, they're usually a lot heavier than what I was expecting, because their energies come through so strong. I spent the last 2 days, I spent the last weekend really connecting to her energy so she could come through a lot easier for this reading. And yeah, I mean, she's not playing no games. She's coming through today. So I really want you guys to call on a name that you trust. It could be God, it could be Jesus, it could be another energy or a deity, God or a goddess. It could be an ancestor, it could be a loved one that you've lost. It could be a living person. I want you to call on someone that you trust. It could be yourself, your higher self. I want you to call on a name. And I want you to trust in the fact that it is going to guide you how to perfectly deal with this situation. Like I said, you get out of this situation just by stopping, looking, and asking yourself, what am I doing? Why am I here? That is how you free yourself from this lesson. It's not about necessarily physically removing you from the situation, because some of you, what I'm picking up is like you're literally not, some of you are not necessarily able to get out of this situation. This may be happening in your own committed relationship or your own marriage, or in a different situation of your life. But you know, some of you are not necessarily able to up and get out of that relationship or up and get out of that job. It's not necessarily about physically removing yourself. It's more so about stopping and asking yourself, is this what I want? And making a decision on that. This could as well be somebody that maybe has a child with someone else. Maybe they had a child. It's like, it could be like a baby mother, baby father sort of situation. And, you know, the parent of that child maybe sort of overstepping their boundaries. They may be getting involved in some way, shape, or form that they shouldn't be. There's just something going on here that shouldn't be happening. It's not for you. This just isn't for you. And she doesn't want this for you. She does not want you to be. She doesn't want you to still be in the situation blindly. She doesn't still want you to be in the situation in denial when the hand of God comes through. Because there's going to be a spiritual washing of this situation. It's like I see God moving into the situation and setting things straight. Okay. Heru's the one that reestablished order after his evil ass uncle Set killed his daddy and, you know, just caused chaos all over Kemet, right? And Hathor was the golden child that was supposed to come through and restore order to Kemet. And so this is Hathor, like I said, Hathor's knocking on your spiritual door in a sense. And he's saying, I'm trying to bring you divine perception. I'm trying to bring order back into your life because this has gotten too chaotic. And this is not something that Hathor wants for her child. And she is going to get so protective and so irritated for you. It's like there's something building up here, pile 2. It's something building up. And what I feel like is building up is Hathor's anger. She's angry for you that you're in this situation. And it's going to get to the point where she's so angry she can't control it and she steps in to restore order into your life. And it causes a tower moment. And she doesn't want you to be there for that. She's saying that's not for you. Truly making a decision on that. You may even need to give somebody an ultimatum if this is a relationship and saying, hey, you need to pick me or choose me or leave me the hell alone. Let me go off and find my own way. Let me go off and find my own happiness. You know, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. If this is the message that's coming through, this is what's coming through. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it either. So, you know, I want you to call on a name that you trust. I want you to call on a name with the intention of healing, with the intention of reflecting, with the intention of insight. If you are comfortable enough, lean on Hathor or Horus to come through because, like I said, he represents the sun, so he represents clarity. Divine perception is what he realizes. He will help you stop and open your eyes because this is a very chaotic situation. It can be very difficult to stop and open your eyes in the middle of all this and see clearly what you need to see. But this is about realizing that this is a spiritual journey for you, pile 2. This is a spiritual journey for you. It's not just about this one situation that's going on. It's a spiritual catalyst for you. Okay, that's very important for me to make that clear with my pile 2s. This is a spiritual catalyst. And so take that into consideration, that there's a spiritual divine meaning and purpose for this, as well as a lesson. Okay, so this is all that I'm seeing for my pile 2s. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages, as well as the beautiful Hathor and even Hathor for coming through and delivering these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, you guys. All right, pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So actually, we are not going to be starting with the tarot cards today, but we are going to be starting with an oldie but goodie oracle deck here, just to kind of get a little sense of Hathor's energy towards you, what she's feeling for you right now, whatever may be currently going on in your life. This is a timeless reading, so it doesn't matter when you're saying this. I'm just sort of wanting to get a little bit of a take on her energy towards you. So that's why I'm starting off with the oracle cards here. Then we're going to be looking into your tarot cards, and I'll also be pulling some additional oracle cards afterwards on camera after we check out your tarot cards here. So before we even get started, I'm just going to stop and play this sound bowl right here just to clear the space because the last reading was a little bit heavy. So I'm just going to clear the space here. So if you're wearing headphones, watch out for that. Pile number 3. Let's check out Hathor's energy towards you right now, whatever may be going on. Oh, blessed. Blessed and poised. Okay. You got the 2 graceful cards, pile 3. So, and underneath the deck we have Between Worlds. Okay, so this Between Worlds gave me a little bit of context to these 2 cards here. So with Blessed and Poised, I was picking up this sense of like pride, where she's feeling very proud of you about something, how you may have handled something. And then when I saw this Between Worlds card, it's like, oh yeah, like you had the opportunity to lose your shit somewhere and you were so graceful and classy. You know, there's something about you that's very, very, you exuded a lot of class. Underneath this Between Worlds, we had never ending story. And under never ending story, we have Unfinished Symphony. So pile 3, you may be in the middle of a situation right now that you're not very happy about, but you are still choosing to see the good. You're in a situation, you're in an energy right now where it's like, I'm going to choose to see the glass half full. Fuck seeing the glass half empty. It's just going to stress me out, make me anxious, make me upset, make me frustrated. And it's like, you know, it's like you're realizing that and you're really taking control over a situation in your life right now. And you're saying, no, I am blessed. This situation is going to work out for me. You're really keeping your emotions in check and under control, which is a very beautiful thing for you. And because of that, there is this blessed energy in your life. And so that's actually what you're attracting, is you're going to be attracting in some blessed energy. And instead of you being in between worlds, you're going to be completely shifted over into this new world, this new energy, this fresher energy. Let's see, let's check out your tarot cards, because now I just really want to see your tarot cards. Let's see what we're getting. We have here the 3 of Swords in reverse. Yep. And the Queen of Cups. What was I just saying? You guys have some emotional control. Pile 3. With this 3 of Swords in reverse and the Queen of Cups, this is just given so much more information here. You may think that you're hurting, but you're healing. Hathor is bringing attention to, because when I was shuffling these 2 tarot cards for each deck, I asked the same question to Hathor. And I asked her, what are you witnessing happening in your child's life right now? What are you witnessing happening that you need them to know? That, hey, I see this is happening and this is my advice to you. This is my encouragement for you. This is what I'm doing for you. This is how I'm moving into your life for you. And so I asked her, what is she witnessing happening in your life right now? And we have the 3 of Swords in reverse and the Queen of Cups. So you think you're hurting, but you're healing. Hathor is bringing attention to witnessing you healing yourself. There is something happening in your life that hurts right now. It actually feels like this already happened though. And like you're dealing with the fallout of something maybe. Maybe you're dealing with the aftermath of it. I saw the word breakup, but it felt like a friend, which is the interesting part. So some of you may have cut someone out of your life, or you just had a big blow up with them. Maybe you had an argument. Maybe you finally told them how you feel and have been feeling about something, which you normally wouldn't address. Maybe they didn't have the reaction that you wanted. Maybe they didn't own up to something. This sort of feels like someone not owning up to something, or them not seeing things the way that you saw them, but you handled it with so much class. With so much class and so much maturity and so much emotional discipline, even emotional compassion and understanding. You got a lot of emotional intelligence happening here. But you know, there's like this you or me frequency that you're on now. You're establishing a lot more emotional and personal boundaries because you are taking on this role of not allowing people to walk in your life and do what they want and laugh their way out of it, or try to gaslight you by saying, oh, you're exaggerating the situation, or it's not that serious, or you are this and you are that. You know, like you're not allowing people to dictate how you're supposed to feel anymore. But instead you're saying, no, I feel like this. And it's okay if you don't accept that. It's okay if you don't agree with that. It's okay if you don't see things the way that I do. But this is how I feel. I'm taking responsibility for my emotions. And if you can't help me, if you can't meet me halfway on that, then that's fine. I'm just going to exit stage left. I just feel like you handled it like that. Very mature, you know, and it's like, it may have hurt you. It may have even shocked you. For some of you, this was a little bit shocking. But at the same time, it's like there's a little feeling of relief here too. Like, well, I don't need that type of person in my life that can't meet me halfway. You know, when I'm so willing to meet them, you know, if they were to come to me and address me with some things like this, I'd be open ears, and I'd be willing to talk. I'd be willing to communicate through it. But this person just, I don't think they were as emotionally as mature as you. You're instead taking this role of, no, I know exactly what this is, or you don't have any right to tell me if what I'm feeling is valid or not, if what I'm feeling is truthful or not. I see you assuming that role, and even though it may hurt a little for you to come at them in this way, it's bringing you so much respect and emotional discipline. Some of you here may have been diagnosed with an emotional disorder at one point, or you could be dealing with someone that may have been diagnosed with an emotional disorder. Could also be maybe like bipolar disorder, but I'm seeing emotional outbursts taking a toll on you. And again, this could be you that in the past, maybe you dealt with emotional outbursts, or maybe this person used to have a lot of like emotional impulses, and something about that was taking a toll on you. You would have these days where you would be really subdued, and maybe other times where you were almost explosive. Like I said, either this is you or this person. There's somebody's energy here, whether it's you or this other person, almost mimics Hathor's energy a little bit. And I'm wondering if you have maybe Venus in your first house, or Venus conjunct your moon, Venus conjunct Saturn, Venus conjunct Mars, or maybe even conjunct Pluto. Or it could be Venus in your first, fourth, fifth, eighth, or eighth house, maybe even 12th house. But there's like this explosive element here, and then like guilt for exploding or responding in that way. Three of Swords in reverse says your responses is what Hathor notices the changes in. She's saying that like you are changing fundamentally as a person, like you're rewiring yourself. And she's really proud of that. Like I said, that was the first thing that I picked up with these two oracle cards, is like, I'm really proud of you. Like you're really doing the work to change your emotional responses, to change your emotional triggers, to get more of a grip on them. Yeah, it's like you're being promoted to this more majestic presence because of that as well. You don't feel as fragile or as wounded anymore because of it. She's been watching you heal yourself, even though for you don't feel like that's what's happening. Listen, pile 3, it's all these epiphanies that you've been having. If you've been having a lot of revelations hit you, a lot of messages randomly starting to come to you or download to you, where you are starting to notice certain patterns and how you respond, it's because you are in that early stage of healing. You get insight first, and that's where you are, where your suffering is not suffering in vain, but you are realizing a lot in this discomfort. You may have lost a sense of ownership with something, but that's because you are gaining ownership of yourself. There's like this element or feeling here of like, yeah, I lost this, but I gained that. And that's where this poise is coming from. This sense of balance is coming from, because it's like, yeah, I lost this, but I gained me. And it's a huge blessing for you. Really huge blessing for you. Let me see. I just want to pull a couple clarifiers just because I want to. Let's just see. Let me see. What other energy is here that she can give us? Ace of Cups. You guys see that? Yeah. You're starting to just give to yourself. You are really starting to just like give to yourself. Strength in reverse. Yep. Okay. See, this is what I was talking about. This may have been the problem in the past. That sense of like emotional outburst, just not really knowing how to control your emotions, how to control that first primal reaction or response. But now you're starting to think. It's like instead of you just responding, it's like, let me stop, let me count to 10, let me woosah a little bit. It's like you're starting to adopt a little bit more rationality in your responses. And she's really proud of you for that. There's something about that she's saying, like, I'm going to bless you. Okay, we got the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. What is this one over here? And then we have the 9 of Cups in reverse. Okay. And the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Underneath the deck, we've got the 8 of Wands. There is a sense of, like, inner understanding coming to you, where you understand yourself a little bit more with this Ace of Cups. It's like a better relationship with yourself, more acceptance of yourself and more acceptance of your triggers, more of an understanding about your triggers with the Strength card in reverse, and how and how other people around you would affect you with this Three of Pentacles right here. There's something about lying coming up. You guys being real triggered by lying, which like most people are, but like that's just like, that may have been something that would really get your blood boiling, like get you pissed, is lying. It could either be lying or people not believing you about something that really agitates the hell out of you. Yeah, you got some prominent Venus placements. You got something going on with your Venus placements in your chart. I just feel like it. Or it could be like the way that Venus is transiting right now. It could be happening. Like I said, this is a timeless reading here. So it doesn't matter when you're saying this, but yeah, with this Three of Pentacles in reverse, it just feels like there's something about people lying or people not believing you that really irks you. Like it just really gets to you. And the funny thing is, we have the Blessed card right here, and then we have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is the card of like manifestation. It's the card of blessings. It's the card of like, it's the card that it comes directly after the Eight of Cups. When he walks away from everything that he has, he chooses to walk away. He voluntarily does that. And what he ends up coming into is more cups than he's ever had before, more security than he's ever had before, more fulfillment than he's ever had before. And that Nine of Cups is in reverse for you, pile 3. Not to say that it's not happening. If that wasn't happening, if that energy wasn't present for you, the Nine of Cups wouldn't be here. The Nine of Cups is in reverse, saying that that's exactly what's happening for you. It just doesn't feel that way. For you, like that was the first thing that I said in your reading. That was literally the first thing that I said in your reading, pile 3, was that you're healing, you just don't feel like it. You're manifesting and you are blessed, and these blessings are going to start coming in. You just don't feel like it. You got these blessings coming in for you, pile 3. You really do. Let's see. The next card that we have here is Path. This is an interesting path that you had to take. This path has been full of ups and downs for very many of you, with the Strength card in reverse and this Poise card coming up here, just trying to elaborate on how much you changed. There's been a lot of ups and downs for you. Look at that relationship. This whole reading so far with Hathor, it's interesting. It's been about like relationships, it seems like. But we've got relationship here. Underneath the deck, we've got patience. You got to be patient with yourself in order to see the results, pile 3. That's what I'm picking up. You got to be patient with yourself in order to see the results. In order to see the progress that you've made, in order to be able to see those tangible results, in order for you to be able to observe these results and these changes in yourself, you got to be a little bit more patient, but you're going to start seeing them. You might not notice them just yet. You may actually feel like, it may even feel like these changes for you may feel worse, but they're not. It's just that you're not used to them. You're just not used to them. But this is how you handle things. This is how you handle things in a way where you get to walk away and be more blessed because of how you handled it. You're just getting used to this. So yeah, this does feel like a friend. It could be a romantic relationship. It could be family. Let's see. Let's get one final card for my pile 3s from Hathor. One final message for you guys. Battery is dying, so I'm going to try to hurry. Let's see. And we have here, proper burial for freedom, sacrifice to Osiris, Lord of the Dead. This card is about giving up the things in our life that are no longer serving us. And that's that relationship that keeps coming up that I keep talking about in your reading here. Letting go of that relationship and doing it in a way where you're poised, where you have class, where you do it with tact, and you do it in a way where you get to walk away with your head held high. It's just not going to feel like it, because some of you have wanted to rip that person a new asshole. If this was a person, you wanted to let them have a piece of your mind. and you responded in a way where you were like, you know what, you're not even worth it. I'm not even gonna take it there, because all I'm gonna do is stress myself out by being upset about how I handled this and by being upset about the type of bullshit that you're pulling right now. So you're like, I'm not even gonna do that. I'm gonna walk away with some class here. I'm gonna walk away with my dignity. And I'm still going to tell you about yourself, but I'm going to walk away with some dignity. You're on this new path to a new version of yourself. Then we had, look, power over 7 scorpions, power to conjure lower vibrational forces. You've got your shadow in check. Strength card is here in reverse. You've got it in check. It just doesn't feel like it. That's why these cards are in reverse. These energies are here. They're just in reverse for you, because it's like, this feels weird. When we have a card in reverse, it's almost like having like a planet go retrograde. That planet is still that same planet, it's just behaving differently. Same exact thing when we have tarot cards in reverse. So I'm gonna read both of these paragraphs out of the book for you, because I feel like they're both very relevant to your reading. So give me a second, let me grab the book. All right, and what it says here about this card is, it says, in order for life to flow and express itself, that which belongs to the world of death must be released. There is nothing to be gained and everything to be lost by trying to hold on to that which no longer serves us. Yep, which is better left to die, though it takes great spiritual courage and trust to allow this to happen. Wazir, aka Osiris, Lord of the Dead, guides you now to realize that which no longer needs to be a part of your life, so that you may be free. Yeah, this is what I've been talking about your whole reading. There's something here where it's like the way that you handled it, you truly closed that chapter, and it just feels odd for you because you're used to handling situations like this in a much different energy, in a much different type of way. And so it may feel like you didn't handle it properly, but you did. You properly buried this situation. You properly closed it out. And you should be very proud of yourself. I know how difficult it is. I'm a Taurus, Sun, Leo, Moon, Capricorn rising. My temper is, it's not good. It's something that I've had to work on for a long time. And so this is something to be very, very proud of. Very proud of. And then this card right here, it says, you are being initiated into the magic of conjuring to have power to affect lower vibrational forces through your own will and spoken word. You are guided to use this powerful gift with compassion and discernment, with mercy and non-judgment. You can then manage any toxicity in your life swiftly and with great effect. So you are able to say, these things that I no longer need, these things that are no longer serving me, you can actually use them to your benefit, to your advantage in a way when you get rid of them. When you sacrifice these things that are no longer serving you, when you sacrifice them, what you invite in is blessings and a new path to new blessings. 9 of Cups is here. Like I said, 9 of Cups is the card of manifestation, of blessings coming in. If that energy wasn't present in your life, the 9 of Cups wouldn't be here. So the fact that it's in reverse does not mean you're not getting your blessings. It means it doesn't feel like it for you. It feels like for you, like you handled this wrong, like you should have ripped them a new asshole. But no, by you taking that different path, when you handled them, by you handling them with patience, you have opened yourself up to more blessings. You've opened yourself up to new relationships. You've opened up new pathways to new relationships, to people that are also emotionally disciplined, to people that are not going to emotionally trigger you, to people that are not going to trigger certain parts of you to react and respond in certain ways. But you had to get control over that first in order for you to be on that pathway to finding people like that, to inviting people like that in your life that also exude emotional discipline, poise, and grace and dignity. You had to be on that frequency first. This is beautiful, pile 3. This is beautiful, beautiful, blessed energy coming through here. So pile 3, this is all that I'm saying for you guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your beautiful guides, my beautiful guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages, as well as the amazing Hathor for coming through and delivering these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, you guys. All right, and pile number 4, welcome to your reading. So we are actually starting off with some oracle cards today, and then I'll be checking out your tarot cards, plus pulling some additional oracle cards on camera after checking out these messages here to see what Hathor wants to say to you today. So let's get started. So before we get started, let me just cleanse the space a little bit using some sound. If you're wearing headphones, be alarmed. I'm about to strike the bowl. Okay, pile 4, as I was using the sound bowl there, I had some energy that I was feeling across my heart chakra, and that hasn't happened for any other pile besides yours. So I don't know if you're working on your heart chakra right now. Okay, we got chopped wood. I'm gonna keep this out, even though this wasn't, I don't think that this was the card that would have come out had I been asking her the question that I meant to ask her to shuffle these cards here. But this actually makes a lot of sense with what I was feeling. You may be trying to clean up something when it comes to your heart chakra. You may be trying to move past certain blockages, certain memories of a past or anything like that. Maybe trying to heal a part of yourself right now. You've got breathe. Yeah, it feels like it's a little difficult to breathe. Like my chest just feels, there's just like energy around my heart chakra. And normally I get this feeling when I interact with things like crystals. Or if there's like a spirit that kind of walks into my aura, then I can feel it like around my heart chakra. Usually happens around my heart chakra, and it happens as though it's like, it feels like I'm submerged in like a pool, like in water. And you know how like when you get in water and the water comes up to like your neck, you feel that like pressure on your chest? That's what it feels like for me. So yeah, I think these two cards are for me down here. For not for me personally, but for like this heart chakra energy that I'm picking up. So these oracle cards actually I wanted to use to see Hathor's energy towards you, what she's feeling towards you right now. Very first one that we have is to be fair. She's playing the justice role with you right now. This is a timeless reading. Let's get one more card. Then we have round and round. Underneath the deck, we've got the tribe. So we've got her energy towards you is to be fair. That's justice energy. And then we have round and round. I feel like the message is just too simple if I say, oh, she wants you to learn something that you keep going through. No. There's something a little deeper here than that. And I'm going to let her talk to me first before I start yapping along. So give me a minute here. I'm wondering if you guys are feeling suffocated right now. My pile 4s. I'm wondering if you're feeling suffocated because that energy that I had around my chest, it felt very like congested, felt like congested energy. And then we have chop wood and breathe. So this is about cleaning up that space and breathing like new energy, new life, new air into that chest space. And then to have to be fair and round pop up, I'm wondering if you guys are feeling like you're stuck in a situation, like you're just a little, like you can't get out of it, like you're a little congested. Let me see. I gotta pull some clarifiers for my oracle cards. Gotta pull tarot cards for my oracle cards. Normally it's the other way around, but I mentioned in a different pile how over there on the Patreon, I was talking to one of you guys about how you mentioned that you've been reading oracle cards for 10 years. And I was like, now that is a serious skill. Because oracle cards, as straightforward as they're supposed to be, in my opinion, oracle cards are almost more difficult to read than tarot cards. And so, yeah, I feel like I got to pull a couple clarifiers for this. I just want to make sure that I'm getting what I'm receiving. And then we'll check out your tarot cards down here. We got the 9 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Wands underneath the deck. It's kind of what I was feeling like. I was saying that I felt like you guys sort of needed something fresh. You need like fresh air in your life, fresh energy in your life. You need something new in your life. You got the Ace of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. It's like you're almost a little bit, not bored, but just like you want to see something switch up. You want to see something change. Some of you may be trying to weigh your options right now about how to get out of a certain situation that just seems like it's just going to keep going in the same direction that it's been going in. There's this mundane energy here. And it's like the walls are starting to close in and you need some fresh air. You need something fresh. You need some sort of excitement. With this Ace of Wands down here, you've gotten a little too used to something. Let's check out your other tarot cards. Let's see. We've got here Three of Cups in reverse. I wonder if this is going to be another relationship reading. And then we have here the Seven of Wands. Oh, now this changes things a little bit. Okay. Okay. This is interesting. There's a little sense of self-sabotaging here, especially because of this Three of Cups in reverse. The Three of Cups upright talks about community, a space where like-minded individuals can come and share or bask in their own self-realization and self-love. They have a lot to share. And the fact that they have found other people like them willing to share their own abundance and their own self-love creates an atmosphere of celebration and high vibes, right? In reverse, this is about feeling like you are surrounded by people that are a direct threat to your happiness, where it's like, if it wasn't for them, I would feel so much more happy and content and peaceful and fulfilled. Hathor wants to say or bring to your attention, Pile 4, that way of thinking is what creates the opposite atmosphere of the Three of Cups. It creates the Seven of Wands, where instead of celebrating, sharing, laughing, and loving, there's fighting, discord, chaos, struggle. There's a perceived sense of danger. Like someone is constantly encroaching upon your space. Hathor is saying these people or the situation doesn't and should not affect your sense of peace, and it should not affect your ability to connect with other like-minded individuals. But because of this idea that other people are out to get you, or they are so dramatic or stressful, or they are not as mature as you or as cooperative as you, creates the Seven of Wands atmosphere. She's saying you have a very strong ability to directly influence the people around you. You have a way of almost directing the energy in a space or the presence of another person. She's saying to flip this energy around and start expecting harmony, actually demand it. And if it isn't being given to you, don't struggle for it with the Seven of Wands down here. Do not struggle for it. When we force energy, we create resistance, and the Seven of Wands. So when we initially walk into a room or a situation or a meeting and say, this will go well, you are making room for solidarity and bonds to form. But there's a struggle when you expect people to be the worst version of themselves. And Hathor is saying, you have strong energy. It manifests every time, doesn't it? If you have intuitively selected Pile 4, then you have noticed this before, that you're like, I forget the name of that movie. Was it Twilight? I don't know. Maybe it was Harry Potter, but one of them had the power to control the energy of a room or the energy of a space. They had the power to control the mood of another person. They could make people angry, sad, happy, frustrated, grounded. It was up to them. Hathor is saying that this is literally you. Okay, you might not have like a little magic wand like in Harry Potter. You might not turn into a werewolf at night during a full moon like in Twilight. But you know, you have this ability though. You're not dealing with equally matched people in terms of spiritual prowess, Pile 4. They don't have the same levels of vibrational or spiritual competence as you do, which is why the Three of Cups is in reverse, because they cannot match you like we talked about earlier. And the Seven of Wands is here. This one person handling 7 other wands are 2 big ass crocodiles. As you can see on this card right here, he's trying to fight off 2 big ass crocodiles. Just him by himself. Just him with a one little stick that he has. So, you know, the match is uneven when we deal with the Seven of Wands, which is why so much gets thrown your way, Pile 4, because spiritually you are on a different level in your journey at this point. And knowing that you have to take the reins and declare what the atmosphere is going to be, that's what you have to do. Because you do it all the time already. That's why you can be at home washing dishes, for example, and all of a sudden you'll think of a certain friend or a family member or your partner or someone, and you'll be able to sense exactly how they're feeling. So first of all, you are clairsentient and you can feel people, and you may even have claircognizance as well. A little bit of clairvoyance I just picked up too, but definitely clairsentience and claircognizance. There's this knowing that comes over you when you vibrationally tap into another person's frequency. And the thing is you do this all the time. You'll be like, oh, so-and-so is mad about something. And a day or two later, or maybe even within hours of getting that feeling, they call you or y'all get into an argument or something because you were already prepared spiritually. Your spirit alerted you to what was going on behind the scenes. And this is a thing that I feel with you, Pile 4, is very many of us, very many people that don't have this gift, because everyone has gifts. Everyone has a slew of gifts. They're just different gifts. You know, I don't think there's one person out here that has every single gift. There's different gifts for each of us, right? And one of your gifts, Pile 4, like I said, you're definitely clairsentient. You're definitely claircognizant. You can pick up what is about to happen just before it happens. You may even have prophetic dreams, but for sure, you can just tap into someone by thinking about them. You can tap into their frequency and be like, they're feeling like this is about to happen, that is about to happen. But the thing is that you're very good at detecting negativity that's coming upon you. And it's about not just zoning in and not just owning in on the negativity and the bad things in life that are coming upon you, but in being able to transform that. Because like I said, you have the gift and the ability to know what's approaching you. But Hathor wants you to take it a step further and say, well, now manipulate it. She wants you to take that energy that you're picking up, especially if it's negative, and she wants you to manipulate it. She wants you to curb it so that it doesn't come upon you as negativity, but it comes into your life on a different frequency, on a more harmonic, peaceful frequency, and not the 7 of Wands right here. She wants you to flip it so that the 7 of Wands is in reverse and this 3 of Cups is upright, because you have the power to do that. So your spirit alerts you to what's going on behind the scenes, Pile 4. This has happened to you a lot. If you have intuitively picked this pile, then more than likely, for like 99% of you guys, this has happened to you a lot, where your spirit picks up on something right before it happens. And so you were expecting things to play out in that way. Hathor wants you to get better at wielding this gift, Pile 4. She wants you to get to a space where you can pick up on a person or situation and instead of accepting it like, oh, this is going to happen, or, you know, expecting it to turn out that way in a more negative way, you start interjecting your intentions and your energy into this situation or into this person. Because I'm telling you, Pile 4, well, I'm going to let Hathor tell you, you have this gift to conjure up these situations, and it happens all the time. So start taking advantage of this gift, because you have the ability to soothe the spirit and actually shift it into a higher vibration that you want it in. So she wants you to start using your gifts in that way more often. She really wants you to start utilizing them more in that way, because this is why that round and round card is right there. Because it's like every time you pick up on someone's energy, boom, it happens in the way that you expect it. And this to be fair card, like I said, this is that justice energy. She's assuming the role of justice for you in your life right now. Timeless reading, but that's what she's doing for you in your life right now. But this is the thing. She's saying that you have the power to balance those scales. You have the power to decide which side of the scale is going to weigh down. So if you'd rather have more balance and harmony and peace in your life, then balance those scales out by interjecting your intentions into what you're picking up. So if you can sense like, oh, so-and-so's about to call me because they're upset about something, or you had a dream about something, anything like that, she's saying to put your intentions into it. She's saying like, reach out to your spiritual team, reach out to God, reach out to your ancestors, or just put your intentions into it where you say, I am going to turn the situation around. I'm going to turn the situation around into more harmony, into more balance, into more peace, into more joy. So that way I'm not dealing with any sort of like negative sort of behavior. That's the way I'm not dealing with any sort of a negative situation, because you don't have the energy for that right now. You don't have the energy for that. And this is the thing. You're using a lot of energy to defend yourself when these situations happen. And she wants you to instead, she wants you to like subsidize your energy. She wants you to take it and move it into a different account almost, where it's like, instead of you spending your energy on this crisis management, she wants you to spend your energy on like manipulating the situation before it turns sour, because you have the power to do that. This is just one of your gifts, pile 4. All right. She's telling me to just take this one card right here, upheaval. We've got upheaval. This is what she doesn't want. She doesn't want situations to come in and like uproot you out of that good, because it's like when you're by yourself, you're thriving. You're in this 9 of Pentacles energy, and your energy is so just like, I don't want no smoke. I'm just trying to be chill. You're a very justified person, pile 4. You don't start a lot of issues. You really don't. Like, you're just not one of those people. You're not very dramatic, nothing like that. Look at that. We got grief. This is what you deal with from time to time. You deal with upheaval and grief because you can pick up on what, and look, we got dreams. What was I saying? Some of you might have prophetic dreams. Oh, we got reincarnation under dreams. Okay. Yeah, this may be a past life gift of yours that you just still, this is just still sort of following you around in this incarnation. That may be why it's very strong for you. But this is the thing. She doesn't want you to foresee these omens as like a bad or negative thing. She wants you to start interjecting. She wants you to start cleaning this energy up. It's more so about, like I said, when I first saw your oracle cards, it was like, there's something here with the heart chakra and needing fresh air, needing fresh energy. She wants you to start breathing more fresh air into these situations so you clean up these situations before they even get to you. That's what she wants. Instead of you going through all these upheavals where it's like you're good on your own and someone calls you and boom, just like that, they affect your energy. Now you go from having a great thriving day to being upset or being pissed off. And you already knew that this was coming. Your spirit alerted you and told you they're about to try to throw you off your day. And you're just sitting there like, okay, well, I'm gonna just wait for it, you know? And Hathor is like, no, get ahead of this. Get ahead of this because you have that power to transform it. You got the power to transform it. Let's see. Let's get one final card from my pile for us. A final message from her. And we have here initiation, spiritual testing of Ra, and the lady is set. Oh. Are you going through a spiritual initiation right now? Yes, you are. Because underneath the deck, we have Chariot of Ascension, spiritual work of the higher initiate. So I'm definitely reading both of the paragraphs from both of these cards out of the book for you. Because this is a spiritual test that you guys are going through. She's trying, like I said, she's trying to teach you how to use your gifts. And I believe that Hathor wants to come in and actually teach you how to use these gifts. Because like I told you, Hathor is, if you listen to the intro, I explained Hathor's energy to you guys and how she is the energy, she is the essence of lack of control, losing control. She is the energy that she knows how to get to a state and stay there. Okay, with the card initiation, it says here, when you are being spiritually initiated into the mysteries of light, love, and power, there are moments of deep challenge. The key is to finding the light within the challenge, the learning, growth, or wisdom that can be summoned to turn the challenge into an opportunity for healing. Whilst the scorching heat of Ra seeks to burn through any resistance, the lady is set with compassion and cleverness will protect you from burning and instead enable you to be nourished and grow from the light of Ra. Let Aset help you pass the test of intense growth as you thrive with new life. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like you need this new life. It's like you need this fresh air. It's like you need this, it's like you're trying to clean something up. And that's what's happening here, with Hathor for you, is she's really trying to clean this up for you, but she's trying to clean these situations up before they even hit you. She really is. All right. And we have here Chariot of Ascension, which is all about the Merkaba. And it says here, your soul wishes to travel more freely between the dimensions of higher reality. This is to allow for a conscious spirit communication, the free flow of soul light into the physical body, and the joining in divine harmony of heaven and earth. It requires a powerful consciousness to do this. The Merkaba, Chariot of Ascension, and Soul Fire is a spiritual gift to attain these divine purposes now, available to you as a high initiate. You're on track to becoming a high initiate, possibly of Hathor or of Aset, or of Ra. So some of you, with that feeling that I had around my heart chakra in the very beginning of your reading, that may have been a little bit of anxiety that you deal with, because it's like, oh God, I feel this person, I can feel that person. What's about to hit me? What's about to happen? What's about to come? You guys have this knowing of things that are going to happen before they happen, but it causes you a lot of grief and upheaval. These dreams, these imaginings, these feelings and sensations do. She's trying to change that around for you where it doesn't bring you grief and upheaval, where it doesn't uproot you, where it doesn't unground you, but actually just brings you a sense of more peace, because it's like, oh, I see what's coming before it happens. And because I see what's coming before it happens, I'm actually going to start transforming the situation, right? So that by the time it gets to me, this situation is already cleansed. This situation is already something that I can breathe easily in. This situation is already cleaned up. This situation has already found justice. This situation doesn't feel like I'm going through this again and again and again, just waiting for my happiness to be stolen, waiting for my peace to be taken away. Because like I said, when you're by yourself, you're in this Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles energy. You're good. You're working on your craft, working on yourself, working on your money, taking care of yourself, living in the lap of luxury. You're doing good when you're by yourself. It's like when you get these other people, and yeah, we got the Three of Cups right here in reverse. It's like when other people sort of gets involved and their energy gets involved, and it sort of uproots you a little bit. She's trying to keep you from getting uprooted. She doesn't like that, because that's when you sort of get a little disconnected from your power, and she doesn't like that for you. She's trying to clean that up for you. So pile 3, she definitely came through to say you got some gifts, and she's trying to initiate you so you can use a lot more of your gifts. So that the way, in the sense, you can use a lot more of your gifts in a way where it's like, you can use them to your advantage. You can use them to your benefit. You can use them to actually influence and control situations. And it's a really beautiful gift to have. And so this is about not feeling like your gift is one that causes grief and upheaval, but one that actually helps your dreams to be realized. This dream of like peaceful, harmonic, good, happy, fulfilled relationships and situations. But this is definitely a spiritual initiation that you're going through, pile 4. And it's you coming into these gifts. Some of you may have just recently gotten into spirituality, or you just may recently be discovering some gifts that you have, or discovering new gifts that you have and that you've always had. So there's a spiritual initiation happening here. Spiritual work of the higher initiate. And then we have spiritual testing of Ra and the Lady of Set. Yeah, of the higher initiate and the card initiation. Yeah, and even in your dreams too, you guys may be over the next few months, or you may have been experiencing this over the last few months, a little bit of astral traveling. This may be something that kicks up because the Merkaba is a vehicle that the spirit uses, that the consciousness uses to travel to different dimensions. And so, yeah, you definitely may be having experiences like that over the next few months in your dreams. A lot of strange dreams, but it's just a spiritual initiation. They're trying to teach you how to use a lot more of your gifts. So there's going to be a lot more lucid dreaming coming through. I just saw for you lucid dreaming, lucid dreaming, and possibly even astral traveling. Don't be freaked out by these out-of-body experiences if you do have them. You are completely in control. Just try to be prepared for them, pile 4, because some of you may be sort of shoved into this experience without being necessarily prepared for it. So don't think that it's something bad that's happening. Don't immediately go into the defense, because it's just a spiritual initiation. They're just trying to show you how to use your gifts. They're not trying to harm you. They're not trying to hurt you. They're not here to trick you. They're not here to lie to you. They're not here to snatch your soul. Nothing crazy. They're just here to show you how to use your power that is already within you. So all you're doing is being shown the power that is already within you. So don't fear that, because you just be fearing yourself. This is you when you experience these gifts, okay? All right, so this is all I'm seeing for my pile 4. Is really beautiful reading, actually. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, of course, the beautiful, amazing Hathor, for coming through and delivering these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys.